Hi, everyone, and welcome. We bring you a regular season game with extra importance. This is Game 3 of the NBA Cup, a vital group stage contest. I'm Brian Anderson, here with Grant Hill and Stan Van Gundy. And with us on the sidelines, we've got Allie LaForce. Well, a chance to check out some stats for Michael Porter.
And he's been locked in at the free throw line for sure. In the past 5 games, his percentage at the line is much better than it had been prior. Sometimes that's how it works. You just get that extra focus at the charity stripe.
Now let's check out the starters for Brooklyn. Porter Jr. and Clowney in at forward. Terrence Mann is out there with Dimon. And it's Claxton in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Celtics, their backcourt, Pritchard and White. Then it's Jaylen Brown, and it's Walsh in at the 4 slot. And for both teams, it's Game 3 of the NBA Cup. But one of these teams is much more likely to advance than the other.
Yeah, but we've seen some crazy things in this tournament. Big momentum swing. So I don't put anything past anyone.
Now here's Mann. Shoots. Porter's shot is off. White on the wing. 3-pointer. Claxton with a rebound. Brooklyn with the ball. Here's Clowney. Plenty of room to knock down that one. And so it's Pritchard who brings up the ball for the Celtics. Pass to Walsh. There's the 3. Outside White. Lets it go from deep. The rebound by the Nets. Last time they met in Brooklyn.
They just couldn't get it done against this team last time. Their starters got into quick trouble because of some cheap fouls.
Yeah, and that comes down to playing reckless defense. They need to have more discipline and do a better job of guarding without fouling.
Porter against Brown. Pritchard from outside. The rebound by Mann.
0 for 4 to start this game. Some of it's execution, and some of it's just bad luck.
Here's Dimon. He's guarded by White. Here's Porter. And there's another one for Brooklyn.
Well, he's a guy you have to watch anywhere on the floor. Porter Jr. does have that mid-range ability.
Brown passes to Pritchard. White for 3. And the 3-pointer goes.
Well, they missed their first 4 shots, but finally able to get one on the board. Sometimes you just need to see that first one go down.
Outside Porter. First quarter, just about 2 minutes in. Claxton up top. Good ball movement here by Brooklyn. Shot clock at 6. Down low. Here's Clowney. It's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. And we have to take another look at that block.
I mean, letting them know up front that he's on the hunt tonight and eager to knock away shots. I love it.
Puts it up off the inbound. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Boston has gone 1 for 5 from 3-point range. A cold start. And Grant, the Nets have shown the capacity to rebuild quickly in the past.
Yeah, playing in a big market helps. But they've pivoted decisively from their big 3 era and have the picks and flexibility to make moves.
Look, shooting off the catch is something White's become really good at.
Outside Porter. The 3. Hayda pulls it in. Boston has gone just 2 for 6 from the arc here in the first. Pass to Walsh. There's the triple. Doesn't go that time. The Nets have gone 3 of 6 from the floor. Claxton, a screen on Pritchard. And Claxton throws it down.
Well, that's a great pass. He has the timing and rhythm of a metronome.
The Celtics have gone 2 for 7. A sluggish start. Here's Brown. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Pritchard from outside. Clowney pulls it in. And so Porter will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. A tough loss coming against Boston in their last game.
Honestly, they were just outclassed in that one. You thought it would be a tough night for them, and it was.
Well, it's never fun when you're expected to lose a game. You just got to put it behind you, not carry it into the next one.
Celtics trail by 4. Outside, Brown. Out to the right wing. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Claxton. Boston with the ball. Here's Brown. And a nice finish on the layup.
Hey, anytime you're guarding Brown, you have to account for his acceleration.
Here's Dimon. Still without a bucket. Pass to Porter. Outside man. Just 5 on the clock. The deep 3. Queta pulls it in. Queta's got 4 rebounds now. Here's White. The rebound by the Nets. Pass to Dimon. To the paint. Here's Clowney. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
Celtics trail by 4. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Brooklyn's gone 0 for 2 from outside. Now here's Porter. Called in by Brown.
Well, the defense just dared him to take that one. Poor execution on their part, but they got lucky. Well, that's why he's out there using his size in the paint.
Knocks it loose. In transition, here they come. Clowney pulls it in. Clowney's got his 4th rebound in this one.
He's giving his all, but you can't force yourself back on track.
All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Brooklyn?
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
And from the jump, they've also clearly been focused on running effective plays here tonight. And there's been a lot of high-quality distribution from them on the floor.
Hauser, he's checked in for Boston. Simons comes in for White, takes a 13-footer. Ooh, tried to dunk it home, but he drew the foul, and he'll go to the line.
Nice job to go at the rack and force the foul.
Brooklyn shooting their 2nd and 3rd free throws tonight.
Two shots.
Free throw good. Claxton, you take a look at the Celtics. This is their 3rd matchup of the NBA Cup. They've gone 1-1 so far in group play.
Yeah, their hopes in the Cup ride on this game. It's a must-win, and this team knows that. I expect them to come out with something extra tonight.
And then the situation for the Nets. Looking for a road win, and also their first win in group play for the NBA Cup.
Well, their chances of advancing to the knockout round, slim to none. But they're not lying down. Still a lot to play for.
We're at about the midway point of the group stage. A peek at where things stand in the NBA Cup.
Yeah, while there's still some time to make up ground, you have to make your move quick. There just aren't many group games left.
Celtics trail by 7. Simons outside. Pass to Brown. Outside Pritchard. On the wing, Simons. Here's Brown. It's good.
JB showing off those handles. That was a weakness of his early on. Now it's a strength.
1:52 left in the first quarter. Now here's Claxton. And here's Porter for 3. Kept alive.
Great anticipation off the missed shot.
Oh, his timing was impeccable. And the Celtics shooting has not been great early, just 27%. Now here's Brown. We saw him with 29 points in his last game. Well, the defenders stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul. Brooklyn shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Outside Porter. Good ball movement here by Brooklyn. Man, the pass to Williams. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good.
The way they've gotten after rebounds has been impressive.
Oh, he muscles it in through the contact. They call the foul, and he's on his way to the line. And Anthony Simons has grown his reputation, but he still flies a little under the radar, Stan.
BA, he hasn't been in high visibility situations, like an epic playoff game that puts you on everyone's map. But opponents sure fear him and respect him.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Tillman's checked in for Cada. Boucher comes in for Jaylen Brown. Shireman comes in for Pritchard. Here's Traoré. Fader on the way, and too long on the shot.
Well, when you get that kind of look inside, you have to capitalize.
And he'll take a trip to the line for two. Clearly got fouled on that shot.
Well, defensively, it's tough to chase Simons all over the floor.
And he's gone 1 for 1 in the game so far at the line.
Shoot two.
And that one falls for Simons.
Well, you have to appreciate a high-octane player like Anthony Simons. He runs the floor and just outworks other guys every chance he gets.
And so Simons nails both of them.
You really don't even have to watch him at the line. Just listen for the net.
Pass to Wolf. And we've got 28 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Martin, pass to Wilson. Outside, Williams. Off the mark there with a three.
Already +5 in terms of rebound margin.
Here's Tillman. Here's Simons. Williams defending. Simons, right side. Here's Hauser. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
What a huge shot to beat the buzzer. My goodness.
Oh, man, that's like stealing 3 points. Big time finish to the quarter.
There's the horn, and it's a close game at the end of one. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for the Celtics.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
Another thing they're doing well early on is moving the ball, playing selfless basketball, and getting everybody involved on the offensive end.
Chris Boucher out there with Xavier Tillman. Then there's Anthony Simons. Then it's Sam Hauser. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. And Brooklyn with possession here. When this game is done, they'll be off to Toronto, taking on the Raptors. Got to wrap up the short 2-game road trip. Here's Simons. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Celtics lead by 2.
And those second chance buckets are major bonus points if you can get them.
Here's Traoré. Hauser grabs the board.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Now here's Martin. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Here's the pick. And out of bounds. Boston will have it. Here's a look at what's coming up for Boston. On Sunday, they'll go up against Franz Wagner and the Orlando Magic. Then on Wednesday, they'll be taking on Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons.
One way you could look at this difficult stretch against some of the best in the league, it's a tremendous chance to prove to the league just how good your team is. It could provide a huge statement.
The Celtics making a switch here. Minot's checked in. Hauser, that's good.
It seems like Simons is always keeping his options open, always willing to make the pass instead of taking the shot.
Now here's Williams. Coming off a 12-point game. Pass to Toure from outside the arc. And it's Tillman with a rebound.
Well, that's a shot the defense felt like they could live with, and it worked out for them that time.
Here's Simons. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. And we're almost halfway through the group stage. Do coaches start thinking a little bit about how tiebreakers might come into effect here?
You know, maybe. Point differential is the second tiebreaker after head-to-head record. So that might be in the back of their minds. You're going to want to make sure you put up some big numbers in the group stage if you can.
He's such a great scorer. Simons can carry an offense for a stretch. Now he's working on the night-to-night consistency.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Walsh is checked in for Boucher. Jaylen Brown comes in for Minot. And it's White in for Hauser. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, Derek White is an impact player, but is he a star in this league? White said, "I'm not into labels. I just know whatever the team needs, I'm ready to do it. And what does his team want from him?" He said, "Be aggressive, don't defer." And hearing that from great players, it just gives you confidence. Brian?
An impact player. Thank you, Allie. Now here's Williams, giving this team some energy, averaging a little over 10 points a game. And the basket is good. And now it's just a 2-point Boston lead.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
Simons finds White. Nice ball movement by Boston. Three-pointer goes up. Three-pointer goes down for White.
That's his 3rd triple of the night, forcing the defense to extend out.
Here's Dimon. He's covered by Simons. Back to Porter. Left side Williams. Cash. Assisting on the play was Porter. Williams has got 5 points.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Celtics lead by 3. Here's Simons. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Sticking with it. Simons using all of his strength on that one.
This will make 4 trips to the line so far in this game.
And you love his aggressive approach offensively, drawing foul calls left and right.
Cadiz checked in for Boston. And the Nets also making a change. Claxton, he's checked in for Wilson. And that one falls for Simons.
Yeah, just knocking down every free throw. I mean, I love to see this kind of efficiency.
Porter against Brown. Claxton a screen on Simons. And Claxton throws it down.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Simons. Clowney pulls it in. Clowney's got 6 rebounds in the game.
Yeah, not his best night in terms of shot selection. Lucky for him, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Pass to Williams. Shoots. Boston pulls it in. Following this game, they host the Magic, and that'll put them halfway through a 3-game homestand. Simons outside. Porter pulls it in.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
The 3 is up. Can't connect. Making him 1 for 6 from the field. Boston leading by 4. Brown passes to Queta. Outside White. From deep. Count it. He's 4 for 8 now.
Just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Boston making a switch here. Pritchard's checked in. And the Nets also making a change. Man, he's checked in for Williams. Porter against Brown. Outside Pritchard. And now the Nets on the break. Moving it up. And then Porter with the dunk.
Yeah, it seems like Porter Jr. could do even more of this. Attacking right at the rim.
And so Brown will bring it up for Boston. It's a three-point game. That one is off. Great D that time from Porter. Brooklyn has gone 1 of 4 from three-point land here in the second.
Boston foul. First team foul.
And Grant, one thing we've seen so far with the NBA Cup tournament, it's been an absolute blast for fans.
Yeah, B.A., it's the ideal way to make games more engaging. Fans love to brag about anything their team does. So in that regard, giving regular season games this extra spice has been a huge success.
Here's Walsh. No made baskets yet. White for three. Porter pulls it in. The Nets have gone 6 of 11 here in the second quarter. And he hits it to tie the game.
I like that. Punch it inside. You usually end up with a good shot and or get fouled.
Outside White. Brown passes to White. Back to Brown. Ooh, nothing falling for them right now.
Gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
Brooklyn shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. And that one misses. For Brooklyn, they've gotten 7 of 12 shots to go here in the second. They've been taking care of business.
Especially at the offensive end, where they've been totally in sync.
Launches it. Boston with a rebound. They want to keep rolling here, following the win against Brooklyn.
And it wasn't just their starters putting in work. Their backups were real spark plugs on offense.
Well, when you can build your lead with the second unit on the floor, that makes the game a heck of a lot easier.
Outside man. Pass to Clowney. Good ball movement here by Brooklyn. Here's Dimon. The rebound, Celtics. Kate has got rebound number 7 tonight. White on the wing from the arc. And he's now 6 for 11 after that one.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Nets trail by 5. Now Porter. Pass to man. Here's Dimon. 6 on the shot clock. Pritchard with a steal. Fast break. Here we go. And that one is hammered home.
When you get a chance to run the floor like that, you have to capitalize. Great hustle on that play.
Brooklyn has gone just 1 of 5 so far this quarter from 3. In transition. White for 3. And the Celtics another 3.
Yeah, this quarter's all about him. He's just dominating at the offensive end.
Here's Dimon. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Boston. Porter from outside. Fires in the triple. Porter's got 5 points in the quarter.
He's a producer. It's part of their plan to get him as many touches as possible.
White for 3. A 3-ball from the corner. Derek White.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
And sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And so we've reached the end of the first half of play. Boston out in front, leading by 10. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Hi, everybody. We've got your favorite segment on tap as we check out how the Eastern Conference is shaping up.
When I look at the Nets, they knew it was going to be a tough year. And I got to say, it's been hard to watch them fight, looking through all these challenges. You hope they're learning something out there. Challenging times for the franchise.
And switching gears now to that first half. Big hill to climb for the Nets.
When you're ice cold from three-point land, it's definitely time to change things up.
What do you know about being ice cold from three-point land? I don't know. It's part of their DNA. But at this point, they need to see the ball go through the net. Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. How about Derek White really making a difference here?
And the bulk of his production has been generated along the perimeter.
And defensively, they're giving him too many good looks out there. They need to start running him off the line.
On the floor for the Nets. Porter Jr. and Clowney in it forward. Dimon out there with Terrence Mann. And is Claxton in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And so Porter will bring it up for Brooklyn. Trailing by 10. Pass to Dimon. Outside Porter. And Pritchard comes to help. Here's Dimon. 4 on the clock. Fires the 3. Boston pulls it in. Kidd has got rebound number 8 here already in the game. Pass to Porter. Now here's Claxton. Outside Porter. To the inside. And Claxton throws it down.
Well, nice pass by Porter Jr. moving the ball with a purpose.
And if you're just joining us, we've played just over a minute here in the third. Here's Brown. Brown gets the inside finish.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Outside man. They set a pick. Pass to Dimon. 6 to shoot. To the middle. Here's Claxton. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Peyton Pritchard picks one up. And players these days with great ball handling, but occasionally getting away with a carry at times.
Oh, you know, B.A., the old discontinued dribble. I mean, this might be where tracking cameras could start to help because that's such a tough call for an official to assess in the moment.
No good on the free throw. And he's good on the second. Boston leading by 9. To the wing, right side. Cada, pass to Brown. Shoots from 12. Clowney pulls it in. Clowney's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Those who worked with Nets coach Jordi Fernandez rave about his people skills. He said, quote, "Am I very good at it? I don't know. But I try because I think it's important. When you have that relationship, especially in the tough moments, is when you can break through and be successful. Without it, it's tough. So you try to build it. Guys?"
Thank you, Allie. And Brooklyn with possession here. Outside man. Pass to Dimon. On the wing, Porter. Here's Dimon. Tries the spin move. 5 to shoot. Over Pritchard. And it's Dimon missing.
And with that miss, they're just 1 for 4 to start the third quarter.
White can't hit. Nets trail by 11. And out of bounds. The Celtics will take it. Here we have the teams that really hustled for those second chance looks the last 10 games. The Celtics, third.
Well, you love the attack mindset on the glass. They've imposed their will physically.
Celtics lead by 11. Right side Brown. Outside Pritchard. Puts up a 3. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
For Brooklyn, they've gotten only 1 of 4 shots to fall in the second half. There's no question, Peyton Pritchard has one of the best value contracts in the league.
Sure does, B.A. He's on a 4-year, $30 million deal. Signed back in 2023. He's a tireless worker, a talented scorer, playmaker, and, of course, outside shooter.
And the call to be against Peyton Pritchard. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
Third quarter action. Just under 3.5 minutes have passed. Here's Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does. For Boston, they've gotten 4 of 7 shots to drop in the third. Pritchard, the pass to White. Here's Brown. Deflected.
The size of Porter can sneak up on you. He's a surprising 6'10".
Off the inbound. Blocked again! Right side man. Got it. Man's got 6.
And defensively, that's just not going to cut it.
And so it's Pritchard who brings up the ball for the Celtics. At one point, they led by 16.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
Man with it. Now guarded by White. Clowney, good.
Talk about timing. That lead pass was right on cue.
Boston leading by 10. Pritchard finds White. Nice ball movement by Boston. Again, the miss by Boston.
He had it flowing from long range in the first half. Not sure what changed.
Porter against Brown. Pass to Clowney. And here's Claxton. Clock at 6. Off the mark. Had a chance there to trim it to single digits. Out to the right wing. Pritchard from outside. Clowney pulls it in. Clowney's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. And here's Porter outside. Outside man. Pass to Porter. Here's Dimon. The rebound, Celtics. White, the pass to Keita. Now here's Pritchard. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there.
Yeah, and they hold the lead in spite of his cold shooting night. He has not been able to get it going.
Outside man. Inside. Here's Clowney. Oh, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and a nasty jam.
A dynamic finish, then decides to hang out a little for good measure.
Yep, that's the exclamation point right there. And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Some changes for Boston. Tillman comes in for Keita. And it's Hauser in for Jaylen Brown. Brooklyn also changing it up. Wilson's checked in for Claxton. And Williams is subbed in for Porter Jr. Hauser. Boston again missing.
One thing they've done well tonight, and that's rebounding.
To the middle. Here's Wilson. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And why go away from attacking inside if the D has no answer for you?
Boston leading by 6. Pritchard, the pass to White. The three is up. Pure from three-point range. White's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And he was hot from three to start this game. That's his first since halftime.
Dimon, that's good.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
How about the unselfishness of this team?
Yeah, the willingness to make the next pass has this defense scrambled.
Here's Mann. Knocks down the triple. Mann's got 9 points.
I just love the ball movement.
1 minute left to play in the third quarter here. Pass to Hauser. White on the wing. Here's the three. Brooklyn pulls it in. Clowney's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Williams' shot is good. He has 7.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
Pritchard, the pass to Hauser. White for three. He buries it from three. And the Celtics lead by 5.
He's getting it done offensively, making winning plays at every turn.
Here's Dimon. Drops in the layup for 2.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
And the Celtics shooting 41% in this game. Outside White. Offline with a three.
You wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the glass.
Here's Dimon. Oh, and he hits it at the buzzer!
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
Well, it's good to have a player on the floor with that kind of awareness. He recognized the situation.
Derek White getting it done for the Celtics. And so far, 9 triples in this one. Just pulling the trigger with absolute confidence. And don't go far. We'll be right back. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Yeah, that's high-level playmaker. He makes it look easy, but it's not.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. Anthony Simons out there with Jaylen Brown. Then it's Xavier Tillman. Then it's Chris Boucher. And it's Hauser in at the 3. That's who's in the game for the Celtics.
And you have to love it. The floor general taking things into his own hands.
Just the aggression they're looking for, man.
Well, it's always a big plus when you have a point guard that can attack the rim like that. Puts so much pressure on the defense.
Here's Porter. And the shot no good. A bit short.
Even though it hasn't been his best game, they're still up, and that's what's important.
Simons passes to Hauser. Simons deciding where to go with it. That one falls.
What a good finish inside. Simons is such a talented scorer who gets it done in a variety of ways.
So it's Brooklyn now. On the wing, Porter. Wolf passes to Porter. Outside, Williams. Fires the 3. And it's Boucher with the rebound. The Celtics with the lead. Pass to Hauser. Nice ball movement by Boston. High post Boucher. Simons outside. Shot is up. Ooh, lands soft on the front of the rim and drops in. Simons gotten 4 this quarter.
In crunch time, trying to get the foul, the bucket, or both.
Outside for Porter. Pass to Williams. And a miss there on the triple. Celtics lead by 3. Here's Simons going inside. He nails it. That's his 5th making 11 tries.
Well, something changed for him at halftime. He's been more solid on the offensive end.
Here's Toure. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line. And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He is not messing around. Calling them into the huddle. Cadiz checked in for Boston. Nick Claxton, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. Coach had a direct message for the team saying no matter the lead, no NBA game is ever over. Do not let your guard down. We'll see if they hold on.
Thank you for that, Allie. Simons finds Boucher. Deflects the pass. Williams into the... Oh, hammer at home!
Nice.
Oh, man. He got fancy with that finish.
He may be trying to provide the spark they need to break this one open. Thanks for that great view, courtesy of the AT&T Connected Cam.
Well, I know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Banked it in off the glass. And the Nets lead by 1.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense, man.
Here's Brown, and the jam by Brown.
Flashing his athleticism there. Once Brown gets solid interior positioning, he's focused on jamming it home.
To the paint. Here's Williams. And Williams punches it home. Neither team able to build a lead and sustain it.
After 6 lead changes, it feels like it could come down to one big play.
And so it's Brown with it. He brings it up for the Boston Celtics. Pass to Hauser. Takes a 3. Brooklyn pulls it in. Porter's got rebound number 7 tonight. It's down. His 7th make in 13 attempts today.
Throughout the second half, they've achieved excellent efficiency on the offensive end.
Brown inside. Williams defending. Back to Brown. Hauser outside. Clock at 4. Boucher finds Simons. Rejected by Claxton. And they turn it over. Shot clock violation as the buzzer sounds. And Jordi Fernandez calls timeout. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here. Checked in for Boucher. White comes in for Hauser. And it's Peyton Pritchard in for Simons. Nets leading by 3. Wow, potent offense. It's been fun to watch.
Just aggressive and effective, taking it right to the defense. The D hasn't been quick enough to react to the ball inside. That's helped cause this run.
Here's Brown. Oh, Brown! All the way to the rim! Man, oh man!
Yeah, charging inside with force. Love seeing Brown go up strong on the drive.
And Brooklyn with possession here. Here's Dimon. Pass to Clowney. Takes the 3. It's rebounded by Jaylen Brown. Brown's got 4 rebounds now.
They managed to get the rebound, but that's an area where they've been struggling tonight.
White for 3. The shot no good.
Yeah, there's no reason for the defense to get out on him right now. Just let him keep taking that shot until he shows them he's going to knock it down.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
Now here's White. Beyond the arc. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
Here's Claxton.
Celtics foul. Wall. Second personal foul. First 2 fouls.
Two-point game. left side man. Oh, he dropped it straight in.
Well, that's where you want to be, getting those easy money looks.
For Boston, they've gone 6 for 11 here in the fourth quarter. Yes, sir, with the three.
They are unconscious from outside, and so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Brooklyn has gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth. Here's Dimon, defended by Pritchard. Pritchard against Porter. Shot clock at 6. Lets it go from 14. Takes a 3. Knocks down the trifecta.
Cool, calm, and collected at a critical juncture in this game.
And there's 1:38 left in the fourth. Here's Pritchard. White fires. The three is off.
They need buckets to stay in this game. That's not the shot they're looking for.
Here's Dimon, defended by Pritchard. And the three misses.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
White. Oh, off target from downtown. Brooklyn has gone 1 for 5 shooting from the arc here in the fourth. That's what he wanted.
Wow, he doesn't make those kind of plays too often. Sweet move inside.
And so it's Pritchard with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. They trail by 6. White! Good! Another from 3.
He's got this defense scrambling. Even when they've got 2 guys on him, he finds a way to get to space.
And he's making some team history. He just tied the franchise record for three-pointers in a single game.
And this is so critical. They now have to score every trip up the floor.
Yeah, they need everything to break their way at this point if they're going to rally back.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
And an intentional foul right there. First free throw is good, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
Great work at the line under pressure. They're that much closer to putting this game away.
And Boston calls time here. They're losing by 5. What do you think is going to be their best move at this point?
Searching for a fast bucket, then a way to stretch things out.
Yeah, and then they have to foul quickly and hope for some misses at the line.
Now White. For 3. Rebounded by Porter. And now we've got an intentional foul.
First personal foul. 4th team foul. Shooting.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now for the second. That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line. And that increases the lead to 6. And Boston calls time here. They trail by 6. Let's hear from our analyst. Give us your take on the strategies being discussed right now.
They need to answer fast.
Yeah, and if they can get a decent look from 3, that's the shot to take. Not a lot of time to work with.
Pritchard fires. Money from 3.
I mean, once he crosses the timeline, you need to pick him up. He can drop it in from way back.
And Jordi Fernandez calls timeout. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. prolong the game with an intentional foul. He gets the first, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And he's unable to get the second one. White. And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by with the win. And they get their first win of the NBA Cup, moving them to 1-2 in the group stage.
And it's going to be tough for them to move on to the next stage of the Cup. But a win is a win.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson signing off. And let's leave you with our player of the game, Nick Claxton.